Hey guys, today we are going to be talking about chapter 6-5, which is on solving open sentence with absolute values. So we're going to be having inequalities today with absolute values. What we're going to be doing is they're going to give us equations. Now we're going to have some with equal signs and some with inequality signs. So we're just going to cover both of them today. So as you can see, what they'll look like is the absolute value of x minus 6. And we've talked about absolute values before. Absolute value is how far away a number is from 0 on a number line. So the absolute value of 8 is going to be 8 because it is 8 spots away from 0. But the absolute value of negative 8 is also 8 because on a number line, it is still 8 spots away from 0. Okay? So what we're going to be doing today is solving this. Now, we're going to need to set up two different equations. The first equation we're going to need to set up is with the normal, okay, what they give us, x minus 6 equals 3. And then the other equation we need to set up is x minus 6 equals negative 3 because we need to find two absolute values that are 3 spots away from 0. So negative 3 is 3 spots away from 0 and 3 is 3 spots away from 0. So what you're going to do now is you're just going to solve this. So you're just going to add 6. Okay, we're going to do that to both of them at the same time. So x can either be 9 or x can be 3. And you're done. That's what we're working on today, is solving these absolute value inequalities. Okay? And we're going to be doing that with all of them. So if you look at the next one, x plus 10 equals 5. So we need to set up two equations. One where x plus 10 equals what they tell us it equals, and one where x plus 10 equals our opposite, our negative version of it. Okay? So we're just going to solve these. So I'm just going to subtract 10 from both of them. So x can be negative 5 and x can be negative 15. Okay, looking at the next one. Same thing. We're going to set this up like we normally would. So we have 5c minus 8 equals 12. And 5c minus 8 equals negative 12. Now, we're going to add 8 because we got to get rid of all of our addition and subtraction. So 5c equals 20, 5c equals 4. So we're going to divide both these by 5. So c can either be 4 or c could be 4 over 5 because I can't take 4 to 5 and get a whole number, so I'm just going to leave it as a fraction. Okay, and it's the same for the next couple. So if you look at the next one, we're going to set it up the same. So 3 over 4x minus 10 equals 21. And if you notice, this number should always be positive. If you look at the next one, if you're one a little spoiler, that this one won't work out, and we'll talk about why. So we're going to set this one up. 3/4 x minus 10 equals negative 21. We're going to add 10 to both of these. So 3 over 4x equals 31. 3 over 4x equals negative 11. Now, to get rid of a fraction, we have to multiply by the fraction flipped on both sides. So here we get x can be negative 44 over 3. So I get right here, negative 44 over 3. 11 times 4 is negative 44. 3 times 1 is 3. That can't be simplified. And on this one, we get 124 over 3. So x can be 124 over 3. Now, like I said, this next one we cannot do. Now, if we think about an absolute values are always positive, right? If you look at the first 4 problems we did, it always equaled a positive number. Well, right here, we get it to equal a negative number. Absolute values are never going to give us a negative number. Okay, I never am going to say I'm negative spots away from 0. Okay, negative 5 cannot happen if you are doing an absolute value. So if you run into any absolute values today where it starts off with a negative number right here, your answer is going to be no solution. Okay. Now, with inequalities, it is very similar, except there's one little thing we got to do different. So we got to set up our two equations. Our first equation is going to look exactly how they give it to us. Our second equation is we're going to flip our sign and then make it negative. Okay, so we got minus 5 now, minus 5 now. So t can be less than -1, t can be greater than -9. Okay, another one like that. First one sets up exactly how they show us. Second one sets up, you flip your sign and change it to negative. So step 1, you add 1. So now you have 2n equals 10. Or sorry, not equals, it's less than 10. 2n is greater than -8. Divide both those by 2. So n is going to be less than 5. N is going to be greater than -4. All right, we got one more. Same thing. Set up the first one exactly how they show it. Set up your second one. You flip your sign and you make it negative. Okay, so now we're -7 for both of these. So 1/2 x is greater than -4. 1/2 x is less than -10. To get rid of a fraction, remember we need to multiply both sides by the fraction flipped. So that's going to cancel. X greater than -8 or -8/1. X less than -20 or -20/1. And that is how you solve absolute value inequalities and absolute value equations. So thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully that makes sense.